My name is Jil Cappuccio. I'm the designer and owner of the shop Jil Cappuccio. It's one of a kind limited lines on 1433 Ogden Street here in Denver, Colorado. I moved to Denver, Colorado about 8 years ago from the San Francisco Bay Area, which is where I started my business. And I have to say, I find that Denver has got something going on. Something is working, something is starting to happen, and I'm very excited to be here. And I started my business in San Francisco. I started very small, out of my apartment, and I started with men's shirts, and I worked on Haight Street, and I just had a booming business when I was really young. And it was the right place, right time. There was a lot going on, and once again, I find myself in this fantastic position of being in Denver and feeling like there's really something happening here, and that it's formulating and it's coming together, and people are coming together, and people are noticing, and that's what I appreciate and greatly love about Denver.
Kirsten Coplans. I'm owner and designer of Pearl Clothing. It's a line of all recycled, restyled clothing for women. And I carry in a bunch of different local shops in Denver. Jil Cappuccio, one of a kind limited lines, Fancy Tiger, Mona Lucero, Tonte Craft, and a few other wonderful shops in Denver carry my line. And I also just introduced a line of vintage and restyled jewelry that's carried at Moondance Botanicals. I have been buying and wearing vintage and recycled clothes my whole life, and I think it's really exciting that people are okay with wearing recycled clothing, because I think a long time ago that wasn't an idea that people would really wrap their heads around. I started doing the clothing 5 years ago. I knew that from my background of having two vintage home furnishing stores, one in San Francisco, one here in Denver, I knew that people loved vintage home furnishings, vintage accessories, but I didn't know how they'd feel about the clothing. And it's been very well received, and I think the timing really is right for that.
Kirsten and I have been teaming up for the last year and a half or so, doing a lot of different shows together, and we've done a lot of craft shows, we've done a lot of flea markets, we've done a lot of interesting things together. So we're putting on the Indie Wearable Craft Mart, and it's going to be at 1754 Humboldt.
The concept of the show was really to take sort of like-minded designers, all wearable stuff, so getting a little bit away from the sort of craft show where everybody has their booth, merchandise it like a store.
The designers get 80% of what we sell, so we're only keeping 20, so it really is a buy local and advantageous to the local designer. It's going to be Friday 5 to 9, Saturday April 30th 10 to 5, and Sunday May 1st 10 to 3. Kirsten, the day I opened my shop, she was one of the first people to walk in, and it's been really interesting because all my life I've always wanted a person that I felt like I could partner with, a person that I felt like understood what I was doing, and just had this innate ability to understand how things work in my world and in my mind. And I found Kirsten, and I find our clothing lines just work so well together. It's kind of been just this natural.
But other than just our clothing going well together, I also feel like our philosophy in business is really similar, and I think that that's the thing that connects us, is the way that we think about how we do business. And it's it's small, it's personal, it's connecting directly with the client. Another thing that we do that's similar is we make everything ourselves. So, we both do the sewing, we both do the ironing, we both do the pricing, like all those really basic things, everything. And so I think our business just really are boiled down to one individual, two individuals, and then sort of combining that together. And I think that that's the way to go. But I think people feel that when they buy, that they know that you were the one that they know.